good convenience though.
Yeah. But then Glendale to go to Ocean is even more.
Okay, we out here. Hind Ight, episode 3. We just saw out. What was the name of that? A hero, a Police's Legacy.
I don't fucking know what the.
A Police's Lineage. Hold up, I got it right here for you. We just saw the Policeman's Lineage. Okay, it was a Korean film. It was lit. It was lit. I actually enjoyed it. We maybe walked in like 5-10 minutes late or something, but you know, I was extremely confused and they were speaking Korean, but you know, I brought it home. You know, I'm a movie sleuth. I was able to bring it back together and yeah, I liked the movie. Thoughts?
It was a good movie. Kind of hard to follow as it was in Korean. But in terms of like the plot of the movie, the action was good. The plot was good. They brought it all together in a way. It kind of made more sense at the end, even though it didn't at the same time. So, good movie. I gotta give that a. I don't know. Do I score it 2?
Just score, yeah. Just throw something out.
I'm gonna score that deal. I'm gonna score that deal a 7.5. Sounds great.
Okay. I was gonna give it an 8 actually.
I was gonna redact that. Let me retract that. Give me the 8. I want the 8 too.
Hey, it was solid. At the end of the day, it was like, oh, I hope they are not trying to take my car right there. Nope, doesn't look like they are. Okay, but anyway, yeah, I really liked how it was like, I felt like they actually kept going in different directions I didn't expect it to go in.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like with the cop being guilty, the cop is like, oh shit, he kind of is guilty, but he's actually doing the right thing for the law. Like he's actually the good guy.
He was a cop at first. It took us a while to realize he was a cop.
Which person?
The main dude,
Good. Yeah, no, for sure. I didn't know what was going on for the longest. Yeah, it was like off the name, I figured he was some type of police officer off the name of the movie. But still, I was sitting there like, what is his relationship like? But yeah, once it comes down, it's like a cop story about. And it's like it felt like a lot of different things as the movie progressed. It felt like it was diving into different storylines, like it was a damn TV drama or something. But anyway, it was about a cop whose son came up in the game, and the cop turned out to be kind of a dirty cop, and he had a protege who he kind of had raised. And so this dude has something to do with his death. I kind of missed that part. I was trying to like catch up, but I had missed that. And it was, yeah. Now this dude who he had brought up in the game is like taking over. He's like kind of being a mentor to the guy's son who died. And that's a lot. It was a lot going on. But like, yeah, the main character's father died, and so his father's person who he kind of mentored is now mentoring the son, and he's like a bad cop. But it turns out he's not really a bad cop, but they paint it that way the whole time. Like he just has really intense practices to get justice done.
You gotta get dirty to get clean. That's pretty much what he said the whole movie.
Yeah, it was a lot going on, but it was fire. And you know, I don't want to even spoil the end because there was so many twists and turns. Like it took us forever just to figure that much out. Like, oh yeah, this dude's a cop and his dad was a cop and shit. Like, I still don't even get the part where my guy was trying to hand him like he like handed him the folder or whatever, but like I didn't get his relationship. Like they were framing him for some type of something. You know what I'm talking about? Like, yeah, the fabrication. But I was like, what is that even talking about?
That part was confusing, and then the part where he got picked up, when they got picked up when they put the car in front of him, the car behind him. I was confused, like, cause he's a cop, so I don't know why they were doing that. Why, I don't know. I was just so confused this whole movie. But
so yeah, they arrested him for something, but I didn't know what they were arresting him for. That was the only part that threw me.
But he got out right away
because
though.
he went to the, you know, and now that's a spoiler. That's getting real deep in spoilers. But fuck it, nigga, if you watching this, know that we do spoilers here.
You're 10 minutes in at this point. So,
we doing spoilers here. So yeah, I think it was like he had went and blackmailed the dude into like letting him out. He went to the top and said, nigga, I got these pictures, I got this evidence. So he was like, oh nigga, so you did a favor. And then he was like, oh nigga, so you did a favor. And then he was like, yeah, get my guy out. And so he got out of prison.
Okay.
And it brought it full circle. You know, that was lit though. I was like, oh shit. That was an ending I did not see coming.
No, neither did I. Neither did I.
Especially when they had him in the trunk and he was just locked up. I was like, nigga, and then they just hold me. I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
On some Korean movie type
Yeah,
shit. I for sure thought he was gonna die out of nowhere. Like, bro,
That was
no, that was a good deal. That was a good deal. That was a good deal. The more I think about that, yeah, I gotta give that deal an 8.
There was some other things in there, like the cinematography, where they would do these cut. Everybody in the room, they would cut through their faces, and everybody would do like a little movement or something, like, and like do some like their little mannerism. And I thought that was fucking fire. They like it would just be quick cuts through everybody in the room, and they would just do their little thing that like made them unique. I don't know,
dude. Yeah, and and it's hard to tell like what they're aiming for in like a Korean movie, like what's like normal. So like they were cutting around, jumping around so fast. It was hard, made it even harder to follow the plot. Probably would have been easy. We've probably seen movies like that in English like all the time and don't even think of it that way.
You know what I mean? I can get the general flow of the movie, but yeah, the structure was so different. It was a lot to try and take in. But
one scene would be super long, and the next one would just be super brief, and it was just like, where are we now? Who are we? Who are you again? And it was tough to follow.
Yeah, getting who the characters were was hard. He's like Shin Yoon Kam and Cha and Khan. I'm like, bro, what?
When you're talking about them, you don't know, but then you see me like, oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that dude.
But yeah, remembering their names was the hardest part about the whole damn movie.
Because sometimes they would just say like Choi or something, and I'm like, okay, I think that's the main dude. And then the next time they say Choi Do Soy, and I'm just like, oh, is that the same dude? Or like
when they say the names too, they don't say it as if they were like an American speaking like who speaks English trying to say, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like they say
real
it way
Korean.
different. It's
real
Korean.
Korean.
So you have to really fucking follow it, and I couldn't do it. I kept missing that every time, and the subtitles just kept getting faster and faster, and I was struggling to keep up. on that deal.
Yeah, that added to it. You know, I started to learn a technique while I was in there, bro.
Okay.
About just watching the movie, and it's like catching the emotion and just glancing down at the subtitles, and it's like I could still read it pretty good instead of just focusing on the subtitles.
I was focused on those damn subtitles.
The first part of it, I wasn't even seeing the characters. I was only seeing the words.
That's me too. Bro, that has to be like faster subtitles in most movies, because I could not keep up at all.
It was like watching Tenet in a different language or something.
Exactly. I was watching Tenet.
That was intense for a while there.
No,
I can't lie.
That was good though. That was definitely good. I don't think we missed anything by not being there for the very beginning.
Yeah, it was like 5 or 10, but I'm sure it was like that scene, because like, remember when bro's mom had died, or his dad had died, and he was like, ah, and I'm sure there was like something to that.
It probably
at the beginning, because they came back to that like 3 times,
no,
3,
yeah,
4, maybe
bunch,
more.
bro.
Yeah,
they came back to that.
We knew this motherfucker was traumatized.
I couldn't. Dude, and then did you follow the story when they were talking about? Like the dad, like how his dad actually died, opposed to the first story was one way, and the second time it was a different one.
And that's when I started getting confused with something. I'm like, hold on. So the dude didn't, or like, was it a different guy who turned around and said something to him? Like, it was so many different things.
Yeah, I thought it was the dad, and then at the end,
it was like the other guy. Yeah.
And then at
like
the
he
end,
was tripping when he was younger, and he thought it was his dad, but it was really part.
And then the third time when he talked about it again, he referred to it as if it was his dad though again. So it went.
I couldn't tell. That threw me off a little bit.
I had no idea what the hell's going on with that connection there. But
like, I think he was like remembering it different ways, or he couldn't remember. I didn't know what the fuck was happening.
Yeah, that sounds right though. Like he remembered it more like as time went on. And that one day, because he was laying in bed and he looked up and he realized it type deal.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, now it's coming back to me.
So that was the one part though that I couldn't really put my finger on. I'm like. And because they started talking really fast every time they were explaining it, and I was just like, bro, hold up, I'm trying to read y'all's names and shit, and they talk about complex story elements. Like,
and then trying to determine who was cop and who was fucking
who was the mole. I'm like, what's happening? Like,
who was fucking dirty, who was clean, who's a cop, who's not. I'm trying to follow.
And then I'm trying to follow their faces too, because sometimes they was showing cats, and I'm like, wait, was he the police chief or was he the bad guy?
I swear, like, who is this fucking guy? Is he good or is he bad? Like,
that was funny.
That was probably another one of the hardest part of this whole movie. That and the damn subtitles. Those were two of the hard things to follow.
Yeah, and anything that's like, you know, part of the culture that I just didn't know already. That was right over my head.
So many, but you see how clear their liquor looked? Didn't that just look like that would look like they were just taking back water? I was just like, whoa. Like, what is that? That looks really good. That literally looked like it was just clear water, like they were drinking Everclear or something.
It was so pulling up though.
They sure would.
Just a little shot glass,
bro.
Though,
Saying,
you know?
not, and they handled this business, man. Back in the day, everyone used to do all that.
That was funny. Yeah, I enjoyed that movie though. I didn't know what to expect. We kind of went in there blind, but
I had no idea.
Hey,
we walked in, that nigga was getting arrested.
Yeah.
Did you see how did that follow up with that? Who was that?
It was him. They were like, weren't they discovering the mole or something? No, that was way later.
No, bro, that wasn't the mole. I don't know who he was. He had some kind of importance though to the end, with the falsified ID.
The fabrication joint. You're like, yeah, he had taken.
But what happened? He killed that dude or what?
So I think somebody got killed. And then it was like covered up. This is the part that confused me. It was like from that whole like his father dying, like someone got killed and somebody covered it up is what it seemed like. Like they did some like person swap or something they were trying to explain. But that I couldn't follow anymore. When they were talking about like how he switched places or the guy had the scar in the picture, but he didn't. And I'm like, yo, what are we talking about?
I had no idea what they were talking about.
Because I was looking for scars on people's ears after he was saying that. And I'm just like, hold up, this dude got a full beard. Is this the same guy who was with this? I'm like, what the?
Who is this
guy?
So
they missed me on that. But that was the one element I couldn't figure out. You know what I mean?
The concept of like doing the drug like in coffee, that
was awesome.
That's awesome. I've never heard of anything like that before.
That might even get that shit created.
Dude, why wouldn't that exist? People, I know people put like acid in their coffee and stuff like that.
I've never even heard of that.
That's just not even fucking rolling anymore. We can just talk shit.
Of course it is.
I was just gonna say,
this is hindsight. Boy, we always roll.
Oh man, I keep that shit rolling. But yeah, that's a crazy concept though. Just the coffee having something that gets you fucked up.
Yeah, bro. Like even when I saw him like doing that, I was just like, yeah, how is that not a thing?
That's a very, very good idea.
Yeah, how is that not a thing?
I'm sure it is. People probably get bad batches of coffee.
That was crazy.
You never heard about people putting...
He was cocky as hell too. They're like, nigga, make it. You made that. You made that. Remember that. Remember that. You made that. Like, that was funny. I swallowed it, you bastard. Like, you were sitting there going crazy. I was like, okay. Okay. Didn't get no fucks. Like, he was like, yeah, I did it type nigga.
Didn't give a fuck type deal. Are you going with left, center, or right? Oh, you probably can't even see.
Oh, it's three
birds.
Center already.
Cut.
We're back after the brief intermission. There was really... Now we're really back after a brief intermission. After the second brief intermission.
Yeah, man, that deal was good. That movie was good, bro. I actually remember really into movies like that. It's just kind of hard to follow those Johns, especially ones that are fast and action. We're trying to watch the action and the subtitles. But yeah, that movie's an 8 out of 10. I would watch that movie again.
For sure. And okay, with the action, yeah, they did this blur effect. It was like real shaky camera plus that blur. That was wild.
No.
I was like trying to follow shit, but it's just like, and they speaking like I didn't know what was going on. It's talking all this Korean and
didn't know who was good and who was bad. That was hard as hell to follow that.
For sure.
If there was like an easier way to tell, like if they had like cop gear on, like the whole movie,
or something, but
I would have got it. But it was just like, damn, he's good. He's bad. Like, and then when they were about to beat him up for being the mole, what happened with that situation? Like,
okay. I don't really know. He was the mole? He was the mole. But he was working for another agency, and he was in there. You know what I mean? Like he was with a higher agency working as a mole inside the like.
But
the
did all of
police
them that
agency.
were like trying to beat him up? Did they know like that the chief was like actually the chief, or what do you think? Do you think they thought he was just a criminal dude? They were working for a criminal guy.
I think they knew the chief was the chief. That's why they went along with his shit. But the dude who was coming down, who was the dude's son, who was coming to like spy on them,
Okay.
he didn't know that the chief was a good guy. He thought that he was a fucked up dude.
Oh, and then he found out.
And he found out like, oh,
okay,
he's
okay,
actually,
okay.
just a real ass nigga, and he actually was like a dope cop.
Well, how did they get together then? That's something we missed, and that's something. What do you think? How do you think they got together?
He was a plant. He planted him. I don't know what the scene was, I guess, where he like joined up and everything, but he got planted there by the other agency.
Okay. Yeah, I was trying to figure that out too.
And yeah, like, I don't know, I thought that was dope, but it was like so many things were happening throughout that, because like we just described, like, look, 4-6 different plot lines. Like there was a lot of stuff kind of weaved in there.
There was so much going on, dude, and just the uncertainty of like which side like the father's story
because
was.
and they kept saying like the mole and all that stuff, and then the cop was a bad cop, and so at first I'll say.
But I even thought the head cop was a bad guy. A bad
Me
cop
too.
Like,
but I think that's what the point was for you to still go on that journey. Like, oh, this nigga is dirty, and then find out at the end, like, oh shit, okay, he was actually a clean cop, and he wasn't even clean. It was just like, he was a good guy.
Just good guy.
He was actually trying to do
save
justice.
The world type deal.
Yeah, on some real, I'm about to get the top criminals.
Man, you gotta give it up. That one thing got more. I love those dudes who like that, who have the morals like that, bro. He wouldn't even, like, he was just always trying to do the right thing, man. Niggas like that need have a place in the world, you know.
I feel it. They got a place in the world. Yeah, he had some Batman vibes or something like that. I was with it. K Batman.
Okay.
That was fire though.
Yeah, good movie. That was a good movie.
Yo, I mean, we're gonna cut it there. That's episode 3. Other ones is up. Make sure you watch those.
Lit.
We here with Donnie.
Really?
It's Big Lit. We out.
Yeah.